I'll send it over to Greg for the details.
Yeah, if you definitely like spring-like, you're going to have a winning forecast for tomorrow. If you like winter, you're going to have that coming back this weekend. But overall, if you look at basically the max temperatures across the U.S., we've been still stuck in this pattern where it's generally warmer out to the west, the trough, and colder to the east, and we've been kind of stuck in between that. But overall, you look at the temperatures further to the south and to the west, you can see all the way up to the Dakotas. 50 degrees today, 63 in Denver. So we are getting a nice little push of that warmer, milder air up to the north. So that's what we're going to kind of see briefly before a cold front comes through tomorrow. And then we're going to get more to winter-like conditions too. So unfortunately, that's coming back, and you see it over here. Tomorrow we're going to see that push up, but then quickly the winds turn aloft back to the northwest. We pull in some of that Arctic air through the area. It then slides off to the east. It really sets hold over the weekend until about Monday when we start seeing some more changes. And I think next week it's going to be more milder, at least seasonable to start off, and then probably more mild as we go towards the end. Unfortunately, towards the middle of next week, it gets a little bit more unsettled as we get systems lifting to the north. You can see winds start turning to the south here, and we'll have a system at some point Wednesday, Thursday, and potentially Friday. And at this point, it looks like a lot more rain than actually snow with it, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But we will generally be above average at that point. For tomorrow, a lot of 50s unless you're in the snow-packed area, northeast Iowa, just south of La Crosse, where you have over a foot on the ground. Likely going to remain in the 40s, just not enough to get out of the 50s here. Everyone else will probably see close to 50 unless you're further to the north too. The winds will pick up in the afternoon behind that cold front, and temperatures, really that's what you got for Saturday. And for the most part, it's not a lot of movement from the morning lows too, which will be in the upper teens to even single digits further to the north. But this is what we're looking like. So basically back to winter with the snow in the morning and south of I-92. It'll wrap up pretty quickly. And then Sunday, it'll be dry, plenty of sunshine out there too to start off with, and back to really cold conditions, about 10 degrees below average, light winds too. So all in all, not a bad Sunday if it was the middle of January, not really the first part of March now too. As we look at the snow event coming forward to, it's going to be a system diving southeast, and it's going to have a narrow little band that's going to really come right along the I-90 just west of here. You can see just diving southeastward. So by the time you wake up sunrise, areas in northeast Iowa going west into far southern Minnesota, we'll see that band come through with light snow. It'll then persist to about noon, at least the accumulating part of it, and then taper off in the afternoon. As of right now, not much to be expected, at least accumulation further north you go, but further south you go, we could see some slick spots northeast Iowa, maybe southwest Wisconsin, probably in the morning hours to noon hours till basically tapers off too. So that's what we're looking for Saturday. Sunday, not too much. If we look at the snow amounts, as I mentioned, generally 1 to 3, but there's going to be a narrow little band down there. You can see in that shaded area where you could get 3 to 4, maybe a little bit more, but very light isolated amounts. Generally 1 to 3, you go further north, not much of anything other than a few flurries too. So that's what we're looking for Saturday. Sunday into Monday, we got cloud cover coming back in, and the temperatures do respond next week to get close to average, which is around 40 as you get closer to Tuesday. And then it gets unsettled, and there's still a lot of question marks on how much rain we're going to get moving up, or there could be some wintry mix too, because temperatures will be hovering around freezing at night, but it does get unsettled, but generally mild as we go to the second half of next week.
Yeah, getting into March, a little mild.
So far, yeah, like I said, it's going to be back and forth as we get into March. You know, that can be quite a roller coaster ride there.
Oh yes. Thank you, Greg.